Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the new session. We were discussing empathic, empathic listening and rapid. How to improve the relations of the team and the stakeholders, software development team and the end users and with other stakeholders. To improve the relation of the team with the users and the developers and the stakeholders, most of the software companies they hire business people, not IT people or IT people with business skills. Like for example, Google chief executive Sundar Pichai, he is an engineer, metallurgical engineer, and he has done master in business administration MBA. Similarly, Microsoft chief executive, he is also an engineer and he has done MBA. So such people with IT skills and business skills, they are much better to have good relations with the stakeholders and the end users. Like for example, Microsoft purchased Nokia, and Steve Ballmer, who was the co-founder of Microsoft with the Bill Gates, it was his decision to purchase Nokia, and stakeholders were not happy with this decision, but at that time they respect the decision of the Steve Ballmer. But within couple of years, Microsoft has to suffer a loss of around $8 billion. $8 billion loss. And then the Indian guy was promoted and as a chief executive, and Steve Ballmer was asked to leave the company. And then this guy cancelled the deal of Nokia and asked them, thank you very much. You take your product, we are happy with our products. And now, after the Indian guy who has business background after the engineering, Microsoft Bill Chief Executive, CEO, yes, Satya Nadella. Let me show you. Maybe you have already seen him. He is the chief executive of Microsoft now, Satya Nadella. As he became the chief executive, Microsoft shares in the market are continuously increasing, and Microsoft has a lot of profits after this guy who has business background, and he has very good relations with the stakeholders, and stakeholders are very happy. So chief information officer push their staff to recognize the needs of business, must drive all technology decisions. So they are replacing their IT units to look and perform like consulting firms. So that's how the companies improve their business relations with the stakeholders. Criteria to select agile team, because agile development is totally different than the traditional software development, and we also call agile as BDD. What is BDD? Shakir, Sultan, Usam, Muhammad Ahmed, Muhammad Marai, Ghazi, anyone, open. BDD stands for behavioral driven. No, 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 no. Behavioral driven development. Behavioral driven development. It's more like attitude, more like behavior to work as an agile team member. So we have criteria to select agile team. Anybody knows the criteria to select agile team? Sultan, Abdul Latif, Abdullah, Muhammad Jasim, Muhammad Marai, anyone, open. Very good. Yes. Competency is the first criteria. You need highly skilled people, highly specialized people to work as an agile team member. So you don't have any space, any position available for junior people, junior programmer, junior tester, junior database designer, junior architect, junior configuration manager, junior integration manager. No. We need senior and specialized skilled people. Decision making. Team members have the ability to take decisions independently, because we don't have time to ask to the project manager or the team lead, shall I do this? Shall I do this? So the team member can take independent decisions and can stand, take stand on his decision, that my decision has these pros and cons, and I made this decision based on the pros, that which are better than the constraints. Every decision have consequences, merits and demerits. So he can take decision and can take stand on his decision. Problem solving skill, analytical skill and design skill. He can identify a problem, team member can identify a problem and can solve the problem, provide a solution of that problem, because identify problem is not a big deal. If you ask anyone, he can say this problem, this problem, this problem. Solution? No, Mafi, no solution. So he should have analysis skill and design skill. Identify problem, identify the requirements, identify a problem, problem solving also skill. Problem identification and problem solving skills should be there. Common scope. Team members should have ability that they agreed on common scope, common goals of the project, not conflicting people, not leg pulling people, not political people. That because Muhammad Marai proposed this idea and I don't like Muhammad Marai, so I will go against his idea just to pull the legs of Muhammad Marai or to degrade him, to insult him in front of the boss or Sultan or Muhammad Jasim or anyone. So they have the skills to agree on common scope, common goals of the project, collaboration skill, they can communicate, they can coordinate, they can work as one team. So they need less time to agree on common scope, common goal. Trust and respect. Any team member, if asked some help or he doesn't know about any information or any expertise, other team member should not broadcast this news, BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera. Oh, like Muhammad Marai asked something. Oh, Muhammad Marai doesn't know this. Muhammad Marai doesn't know this until it goes to the boss, or directly inform the boss. Muhammad Marai doesn't know this. Then this information will come to Muhammad Marai. Then he will feel very bad about that team member that I share this information or I ask this information, and he broadcast to the whole team. So trust should be there, and respect is very important in a learning environment, because Agile is a continuous learning environment, smooth learning, seamless. We call it seamless learning and transformation. So this trust, respect should be there. If some team member will try to help you and provide a solution during a meetings, like we have daily meetings, or in Scrum we have stand up daily meetings. During that, we discuss what are the problems of yesterday, what are the tasks not completed, why not completed, and one of the team members try to help the other team member. If he will make fun of that guy, ha ha ha, this is the solution, or try to insult him, next time that guy will not help the other team member. So learning will stop. So if somebody is trying to help you, you need to pay respect to him. You need to have, like, he's your ustad, he's your teacher. Like there is a saying of Hazrat Ali bin Talib Razillah Ta'ala anhu, if I learn one word from anyone, he is my teacher, he is my ustad. So that's the respect should be there among the team members. And self-organization means self-discipline, cross-functional. Discipline means they used to perform their tasks on time or in time before the deadline. They plan their things, they organize their things, they complete their things within the time frame. So they are not messy people, they are not lazy people. Don't involve such team members. So only involve people who are highly disciplined, who are always try to cross functional. Such team members are required in agile team. Any question regarding the human factors? Any question up to here? Team coordination and communication, how to achieve? We have formal approaches like documentation, technical documentation, internal and external project specs, function specs, design specs, project technical memos, milestones, project control chart, like we have burn down chart in agile, or in lean you have kanban, error tracking reports, repository data, software configuration management data, and formal interpersonal procedures to focus on quality assurance activities like software engineering work products, status review meetings, design and code inspections, formal technical review, post-mortem analysis, sprint reviews, sprint retrospective, informal meetings to share the information among other team members, or we have metaphor practice of agile, abstract terminologies for the project, consistent naming of classes, data, methods, then electronic communication, email, boards, like we have project management tool Jira, video conferencing, the recorded minutes of meetings, interpersonal networking include informal discussions with other team members and those outside the project who may have some experience of working on such projects. It will all improve the team communication and coordination. There are key characteristics of modern software projects fail because of scale. When you want to scale a project from small to medium and medium to large, then projects fail. Because when you are working in the small, it's easy to track the project, easy to manage the project. When the same project moves, scales from medium to large, it is difficult to manage, difficult to code, difficult to test, difficult to maintain, and uncertainty. You are not sure about the goals, about the scope, about the requirements, or you are uncertain that stakeholders may stop funding the project at any time. So project is in danger. You don't know when it will be closed. So that's uncertain situation. And interoperability. Interoperability in terms of software components, integration issues, architectural dependencies, tool dependencies, operating system dependencies, protocol dependencies. Because of that, many projects fail when they come to integrate stage. As standalone, they works, but because customers are demanding for integrated systems, like I already discussed with you, ERP systems, collection of integrated systems to automate your processes. I remember one of the professors of MIT, he came to FCIT, King Abdulaziz University. MIT is the number one IT university in the world. Massachusetts Institute of Information Technology. And he discussed during his speech that MIT implemented SAP, which is SAP is wrong, SAP, System Application and Products, SAP system, and integrated SAP with the existing systems, integrated SAP with the existing systems running at MIT. At MIT. Now, some systems were developed in COBOL, some C, some are developed using C sharp, some are developed using Pascal, Fortran, and one task was to integrate these different programming languages systems, because most of them are standalone desktop based systems, and you need to integrate them with SAP, and you need to integrate them with each other, so you can have a complete ERP system. All systems are integrated to automate the business processes of the company, of the university, of MIT university. And MIT took 13 years to complete this integration of the existing systems with SAP. And one of my students asked me in one of the lectures, MIT is the number one IT university in the world, then why they took 13 years to implement SAP and to integrate with the existing systems? Then I told him, my answer was, because previous systems were developed in different programming languages. Your first job was to integrate them, and second job was, after their integration, you need to integrate them with SAP. That was second task. So, and another thing, cost wise, it's not advisable that you purchase SAP as a full package. You purchase one module, because one module cost is almost around 9 million Saudi riyal. If you convert in dollar, it's approximately 3 to 4 million dollar. 3 to 4 million dollar. And $3 to $4 million is not a small amount for university. So they purchase, MIT purchased one module, implemented, customized, implemented, then second module, then third module, and in phase by phase, the MIT purchased the modules and integrated. So because of that, this integration, many systems failed. To have better ensure success, you need to have effective methods of coordination and formal and informal communication among team members. I told you there is a company in Australia. They have offices in Australia, Europe, America, Russia, England. Companies spending $140,000 per year to improve the communication and coordination among team members. And they arrange 1 to 2 weeks break trip, holiday trip in a neutral location where the team spend time with each other, hoteling, lunch, recreational activities, debates, games, so they can have very strong synchronization, so they can work as one team even they are working in different locations, to improve their communication, improve their coordination, to have success in projects, to manage skill, to manage uncertainty, to manage interoperability. Any question? Any question? Now we have group dynamics. We have 4-stage model for any group till they achieve the highest level of coordination, communication, collaboration, and productive team with high quality software development, with high quality product with performance, with efficiency, with productivity, with low quality, with low errors, high quality. It is forming, storming, norming, and performing. So when you hire a team, you have started a team as project or as a startup company. The team is at the stage one. Stage one is farming. And then with the passage of time, team progresses from farming to storming. Storm, we have brainstorming. Brainstorming. Like I tried my level best to brainstorm my students. Even though in online lecture it's very difficult, but I try to ask questions to my students to be interactive during my lecture. In physical it's different, but in online it's very difficult to have brainstorming. So brainstorming means you ask the teams to share their ideas, thoughts, each team member, because they are from different backgrounds, different experiences. So that is the storming stage. And third stage is norming. Norms are like rules, are standards. So after the storming, they define rules to work in a group, in a team. And once they have achieved the norming, then they start performing with high productivity, with high quality. So let's discuss one by one. Any question before I move regarding the forming, storming, norming, and performing? Yes, performing is a stage where they work with high quality, with optimum performance. Forming, you define a group, you hire a team, or you select a team for any project. They are at the initial level, so they look towards the leader of the project for guidance, and you start finding similarities, differences between or among the team members. So you don't try to discuss such issues which are serious or sensitive issues or hurt the ego of other team member. You try to avoid the conflicting situation. Yes, it's a selection stage. You hired, and at the beginning level, they are trying to understand each other because they are working in a group as first time. They don't know each other, so you can say they are trying to recognize the capabilities, the skills, the specializations, and what are their body language, attitude, mental level, social customs, all, because maybe from they are from different countries, different backgrounds. Like in Microsoft, people are working from China, from India, from Pakistan, America, UK, Russia. Different nationalities are there. So they have from different background, different accents, different cultural growth. So customs are different. So you are trying to understand each other, and team members must give up the comfort of non-threatening topics and risk the possibility of conflict. They try to avoid the conflict, so they don't have any serious discussion. Light discussions are there. That is the farming stage. Then the team progresses to storming. Next stage, level 2. Group member organize task, conflict unavoidably result in their personal relations, and group under the group subgroups are established. Some similar school of thoughts will be grouped, and with those people who have conflict with them, they try to avoid them. So within the group, small groups are established. So individuals have to bend and mold their feelings. So you have to be adaptable as per the mental level of other team members to fit in the group. You need to adapt yourself. You have to avoid the personal clashes to work as team, not as individual. Fear of exposure or fear of failure causes an increased desire for structural clarification. What are their roles? What are their tasks, commitments? That should be very clear. Otherwise, there will be a risk that nobody will take the responsibility because of risk of failure, or risk of exposure, that it will be known to all team members that this task, this milestone is failed because of XYZ guy, or Muhammad Jasim, or Muhammad Ahmed, or any guy, Muhammad Al Marai, Muhammad Marai. So in this way, you need to define the clearly goals, commitments. Conflict arise over leadership. Like you have team leads, programming team lead, database team lead, architect team lead, quality assurance team lead, leadership, because they are started as a same level. So conflict may arise that I will lead the team, or I will lead the team. What will be the structure of the team? What are the powers of the team members? What are their authorities? Member behavior may have wide swing based on emerging issues of competition and hostilities. So they have swings. Some members remain silent while others attempt to dominate. There are some people who are shy, they will not try to take the lead. Some people will try to dominate the other team members, that I am better than the others because of their nature. So this is the storming stage. Then norming stage. Third I'm sorry, there was a light problem, so it was stripped. So the norming stage is the third stage. Members engage in active acknowledgement. Now you know the strengths and weaknesses of each other, you know the roles, you know the mental level. So you start defining the rules. They are willing to change their perceived ideas or opinions based on the facts presented by the group. Now you start the group dynamics. Leadership is shared, like rotation in the team. Lead, Scrum Master for one release. Jasim is the Scrum Master. Next release, Sultan Saifuddin is the Scrum Master. The third, Muhammad Marai, and so on. So leadership is shared. Active listening and group dissolve. So members began to identify one another, which leads to level of trust in their personal relations, and they start working as a gel team. Sense of group belongings. So inside groups are dissolved. And then you have the performing, best optimum team stage. The capacity, range, depth of personal relations in the group expand to true independence. They can work independently and subgroups are dissolved. The group is most productive. Self assurance, need for group approval is the past. Genuine problem solving can occur leading towards optimal solutions. That is the performing stage. Any question regarding uh, farming, storming, norming, and performing? Any question? Any question from any student? Yes. Instead of I, me, we work as team. We should we emphasize on us, not me or I. There's no I. We work as one team as gel. Is it clear, Muhammad Jasim? Now, as a good manager, you measure the process metric, project metric, and product metric. Let's discuss one by one. Next is the product first. In your assignment, second assignment, under the scope, you need to define context, information objective, and main functions of the project. So context means the situation or the environment where the software has to integrate, and what are the integration constraints, like architectural dependencies. I just gave example of MIT took 13 years to integrate existing systems, and after integration of the existing systems they integrate with SAP. Now the existing systems for SAP is the context, or in Saudi Arabia we have MADA, or the ATM network, or Upshur. MADA is the standard. In Saudi Arabia, Standard Chartered Bank and Grindlays Bank don't have branches. If the top management of Standard Chartered Bank or Grindlays Bank wants to open branches in Saudi Arabia, so Standard Chartered Bank or the Grindlays Bank has to introduce ATM system in Saudi Arabia, and this ATM system should be integrated with MADA. So MADA is the context for the new ATM system of Standard Chartered Bank or Grindlays Bank. So architectural dependencies, because different protocols, different standards in Saudi Arabia, different banks are there. So architectural dependencies, protocol dependencies, tool dependencies, operating system dependencies, server dependencies. So these are the integration constraints that you need to mention under the context. And what are the main inputs and outputs? What are the main functions of the new system? Scope must be unambiguous. It should not have any ambiguity, unclearness, and it should be understandable for the all stakeholders, including the software company side and the customer side. And in the project introduction document, you have problem decomposition. You decompose the main functions into sub functions, like you use hierarchical charts. Graphically, you display the main functions and sub functions. And two major, I don't know why it is cut, maybe the network problem. Should I repeat if something is not clear to you, Mr. Ghazi? Okay. Two major areas of problem decomposition: functionality that must be delivered and the process that will be used to deliver. That is the under the problem decomposition. Now we have product metric: size of the software, cost of the software, complexity of the software, and the quality attributes. Size: how we estimate, how, what is the unit, what is the unit of size. Software size. Sama Ali, Raid Abdullah, Muhammad Marai. How we describe the size of software. Fasi Yusuf, Ghazi Muhammad, Abdul Latif Garamullah, Shakir, Sultan, anyone, open. Lines of code, very good. LOC, any other way to represent the size? Any other way we can describe the unit? Number of functions, number of objects, of objects. In Agile, you have story point. What is story point? Majid Munawwar, Muhammad Jasim, Muhammad Mabrek, Abdul Latif Garamullah, Raid Abdullah, anyone open. Very good. Amount of time in terms of effort. In terms of effort, hours to complete a story. Story is a requirement. In Agile, we call it stories. Amount of time in terms of effort to complete a story is called story point. So these are the units to estimate, to describe the size of software. And we have estimation techniques to estimate the size, estimate the cost, the complexity. What are the estimation techniques? Name of estimation techniques to calculate size, cost, schedule also there. Time. Calculate the time, cost, effort. Name of estimation techniques. Usam, Saad Ghalib, Bandar Saad, Majid Munawwar, Ghazi, Muhammad Mabrek, Muhammad Marai, Harun, anyone open. Work breakdown structure, no, no. We have line of code technique. We have function point technique. We call it FP. We have object point, application point. COCOMO 1 and 2 and agile budgeting. Using story point. Story point technique. These are the names of the estimation techniques to calculate the cost. Some are used to calculate the size, time, effort, complexity, to describe the complexity. Any question up to here? Any question up to here? Okay, let's have a break of 15 minutes. We will continue inshallah 3:36. Assalamu alaikum.